the point of view. Hazman is a panel fire, he shows that he has fun. And Donny, our host, will jump along. God must be restored, God must be restored. Big T's our rock, he keeps us true, he often gets his say. And just alive, he knows the girls and everything dragons win. And everything dragons win. The Mad Dragon podcast is a journey unforeseen with Hazman and Donny Tudor and Big T and Coco. Just the start, Mazda and the other crew here on the Mad Dragon podcast.
Well, g'day and welcome to Four Pines Park for a Mad Dragons first. We're calling a New South Wales Women's Premiership match between the Illawarra Steelers and the Manly Seagulls. Jag, I mean, the first time we get to do this, so it should be a bit of fun. I mean, a group of players that maybe not too many Dragons fans not know too much about, but a sprinkling of NRLW talent in there as well, mate.
Yeah, sprinkling of NRLW talent, as you said, across both sides, not just the Steelers lineup, but if we do see the likes of Kim Hunt go play her first game for the Steelers today. Carla Cowan drops back after playing in the top grade last week, and there is some exciting future NRLW talent too amongst our Steelers ranks, and I'm sure we'll see them in the red V next year. But yeah, some exciting young players across the Illawarra system. And they're running second in this competition, so it's going to be exciting to see how they go today.
Right, well, let's have a look at the Steelers lineup as they line up 1 to 17. As you say, a few late changes, but at fullback, Jessie Patea, Mia Rose Walsh and Kim Hunt on the wings, Indy Bostock and Captain Willie Rogan in the centres. Talia Hancock moves from fullback into the halves alongside Caitlin Moran. Up front, Hope Millard and Bronte Wilson. Carla Cowan is the dummy half. And a back row, Jordan Preston, Olivia Vale, and Trinity Toaniai. And the bench, Mackenzie Lear drops back to the bench alongside Tori Shipton, Shay Mullison, and Sienna Yo. And the 18th player is Tiana West, who'll be in jersey 17 if she is required. The Manly side, I mean, there's a couple of good players in that team as well, Jess.
Yeah, they're the feeder side for the Titans NRLW side. So yeah, they've got a good system in place. They were agreeing to be the Titans feeder side before this competition started, and yeah, with the Titans boasting a lot of good players in their system, some of them all filter down to this side, and led by a former Dragons NRLW player in Chantel Stowers.
Yeah, I was going to say there's not a lot of names in there that I know, but Chantel Stowers is definitely one that stands out to me. Taylor Montgomery, a good player in the 7 as well. They're not going overly well. They're sitting in 8th spot in this competition. But I sort of look at the Newcastle game that Manly did win, and I know the Steelers sort of struggled to beat the Knights as well. So we can't afford to take them lightly in this game, can we?
No, we can't. I mean, it's only a few weeks to go before finals, and we've got to start building off of what we did last week. We had an impressive win against the Bulldogs at Collies, and there's big games ahead. But yeah, they got to get some continuation going into this game, and a tough trip to play Manly. I'm sure he'll want to win in front of their home fans there this afternoon.
G'day to Muhammad Dib, who is in the chat. Always good to see him in there, and our good friend Bulldog Dave Holland. Reckons the women might drive the shoulder in a little harder than our pathetic first grade team. Certainly that first up contact was incredibly disappointing from the NRL side last week. But New South Wales Women's Premiership, as I said, the Steelers in 2nd spot on the ladder. They're having a very good season, and they're a quality team. So looking forward to seeing how they go. We're just about ready for a kickoff. I'll be doing all the live call, and Jess will be providing the special comments, mostly because what Jesse's seeing is 2 seconds behind what I'll be calling. So that might be a bit of a challenge for him. Manly with first use, and here is the first hit up over the 30-metre line. the Steelers in defence here early. Hope Millard was involved there in that first tackle, and Jordan Preston getting up and putting a shot on there on Lily Boyle. As Manly get up towards the halfway line. You see the Steelers with some good line speed. Bronte Wilson there up, quickly putting a shot on as they look to go an early shift. Up against Caitlin Moran making that tackle. Manly look to get through this first set. Get in position for the kick. So that should be the final play. Second run of the set for Lily Boyle. They go back. Bombs away. Down to the winger. Well, that one's just a Manly coming through. Had a grab. Had it. Kim Hunt just sort of stood back and didn't want to go and catch up one on the full. Very reminiscent of what the NRL side do, Jess.
Yeah, I thought Kim Hunt would have gone for that one. It was a pretty simple catch there, but yeah, she stayed back from that. And, yeah, I'm sure she'll be looking to have a good game this afternoon to push her claims back for an NRLW recall. But after the big win yesterday, she might be finding it difficult to get back in.
Absolutely. Well, I know you were a little surprised he wasn't in the NRLW side. I haven't actually seen the NRLW game yet, but a good win for the Dragons in that one. A bit of a surprise against an Eels team that's been going pretty well. Right now, the Steelers bringing out their first use of the ball. Patea, a little bit of a struggle there with Ellie. Trying to come up with that one-on-one strip. They go out through Bostock. Bostock to Mia Rose Walsh, who has to come back infield. There was a stream of Sea Eagles getting across. Now with Preston. Straightens off the right foot. Again, runs into Michaela Ellie, who's started this game for the Sea Eagles in jersey 16. They get to the kick through Hancock. That one goes over the top of the winger. The winger's trying to claim she didn't get a touch to it. Tough judge disagrees. And this will be a Steelers play the ball where you see Madison Binding threw her hands up, said she didn't touch it. It looked for all money like she touched it to me. So I think she's telling fibs.
Yeah, looks like she definitely did touch it. Yeah, great chance for the Steelers. I think she definitely got a hand to that. And yeah, as Carla Cowan with the ball, the Steelers, great chance to boast first points.
Toe in the eye, tackled about 5 metres out as Cowan gets that one to over the line there. I think that's stripped in a two-player tackle. They're going to say goal line dropout. So a knock-on in the strip. So in the process of scoring is the ruling, but knocked it forward in the in-goal. So a legal strip. We get the ball back, although we knock on from the short dropout. Indy Bostock comes up with the error. And Manly survive. Well, Hope Millard went very close. Manly desperation managed to prevent her from scoring. And now the Sea Eagles, they work down a short side. Carla Cowan involved in that tackle. Driving her back. Well, good defence from Cowan. Got an NRLW game last week, but didn't get a lot of minutes. And back to the New South Wales Women's Premiership this week. So now Manly getting up towards halfway. That's a good, strong charge. Jordan Preston does well to hold on. Left Hope Millard in a wake. The Sea Eagles again through Ellie. Jordan Preston, plenty of defence early from her. Go back for the kick from Montgomery. And bombing down, and again Kim Hunt allowing the bounce. Gets a friendlier bounce this time up into her arm. She bounced it away from the first attempted tackle. And might have come up with a knock on there. Well, Kim Hunt, somewhat of a disappointing start to this game, Jess.
Yeah, as we said, probably the most experienced player out there on the first set of the game, let the ball bounce, and then in that instance, she's made a simple error that's invited Manly with a golden opportunity to put us under pressure for the first time up this end of the field.
Neri maybe a little bobble at the base of the scrum. Not allowed to play on. Neri again gets into dummy half. Go to the open side through Boyle. Boyle straight into Preston. And also Wilson. They make the tackle. They're defending their own line. Inigneri again goes from dummy half this time. Good defence from Millard and Wilson, the two front rowers. Squash her there. Now Montgomery bounced it away from Cowan, but straight into the clutches there of Millard. They go to this left-hand side, looking to find some way through. Over to Kim Hunt. Hunt defensively slides across. They've got her up against the sideline. Does well to find the grass and stay in the field of play. Now the Seagulls, a few players getting in the way, a little grubber in behind. Patea does well, just sort of taps that one up off her own knees into her arms. And pretty good defensive set there, Jesse.
Yeah, pretty good defensive set after that cheap error, but yeah, the defense has been quite good all year, and we've seen how good that was there. We see a good run there from Indy Bostock. A great game from her last week, 2 tries at 5'8".
Absolutely. Well, Mohammed Dib saying what a wonderful day for footy. I mean, you're probably one of the few that's actually seen this Steelers team in action. It's the first time they have been streamed on New South Wales Rugby League TV, and a great opportunity now for a few more Dragons fans to see what they've got to offer.
Yeah, they were did see them live at Collies last week, and they put on a performance. As I said, Indy Bostock joins our top 24 for the NRLW next year. She's the youngest sister of Jack Bostock of the Dolphins. Got the nickname the Ferrari. I can't wait to see her and Tegan Berry combine if given the chance. And Sophie Clancy was in this game last week against the Bulldogs. She was one of our best players in that game and was one of our standouts in the NRLW yesterday. So it was good to see her get a recall and stand up and make a claim for that number 9 spot.
Oh, I can't wait to see the match race between the Ferrari and the Flash. But Manly going down this right-hand side. They create a bit of space. Although the cover defence gets across there on long. And they take her into touch. But some dangerous signs. They created a little bit of space there, the Sea Eagles. And did well in the end to get across there and take Tegan Long into touch.
Do have an update from around the grounds for you, Donnie, as well.
All around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions.
So the Newcastle Knights have scored early in the NRLW game up in Newcastle. Hannah Southwell was the try scorer. The Testanes threw the ball in her own in goal, and that's always dangerous when you're doing that. And Hannah Southwell was lucky enough to grab the lollies, and the Knights have scored first as Hannah Southwell is limping off for the Knights.
Oh, it's
6-0 early after 4
I
minutes.
just got Jeffy Southwell back. There's now Talia Hancock taking that forward with a bit of a show and go after a great run from Trinity Toaniai. It's now Millard. Looks to step. She's a very mobile front rower. Gets hit hard there, though. It's Cowan the dummy half. Goes now with Preston. Preston pulls through the tackle. Jordan Preston, the fullback to beat. Shows great footwork. Well, what a bit of individual brilliance from Jordan Preston. We've seen her in NRLW, and now you see what she can do in the New South Wales Women's Premiership.
That's why she's been recalled. She's why she was in the NRLW last week. We saw she's been one of the most powerful forwards to start the year, and a mainstay for this Illawarra Steelers side. What a great strong run from her. No doubt she would have got a lot of confidence playing against some more experienced players last week. But yeah, good strong run, and good to see her back with some good footwork for a strong back rower. Originally started as a centre, but bigger body now, and what a run from Jordan Preston.
Yeah, fantastic run. There really wasn't much doing when she got the ball in her hands. Just ran straight at the Sea Eagles number 9, Paris Inigneri, ran straight over the top of her, left her clutching at air, and then the one-on-one with the fullback showed that, she used to be a centre. She still does play a fair bit in the centres, and she's got a lot of class. Great right foot step, and the fullback in Georgia Sin was never going to be able to stop her. And Talia Hancock gets the conversion attempt now from right in front. 10 minutes into this game, and the Steelers, they strike first. And over it goes. Talia Hancock has been kicking goals very well in the last few weeks, and that one, she won't get too many easier than that. She'll have tougher ones than that throughout the day, you'd think. And on the complete warehouse solution scoreboard, it is the Steelers leading at 6-0. A good start. Manly had their chances down the other end, and the Steelers' defence was up to the task. Illawarra, they come down this end, get across the line. Fantastic try, says Lisa Marie Cooper. Muhammad Dib saying, a wonderful day for footy. It does look like the sun is shining and the sky is blue.
And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there today as well, Donny.
Absolutely. Hope everyone, all the dads got spoiled. Certainly didn't get any presents from the Dragons NRL side last night, but now it is the Steelers working it away here, trying to give the dads something to smile about. Hopefully the Steelers can get the job done. Go on with it, but they have a 6-0 lead. So again, just punching that one through the middle, a good run there.
Runs just like a sister.
Absolutely. Looks like she was wearing the headgear earlier, so I wasn't gonna call it as toe and eye, but she's got rid of the headgear, and the kick goes down into a corner. Kim Hunt claims her as soon as she comes back down to earth. Took that one, did Madison Binding after an error early.
They call him Scissors Muhammad, the Steelers coach.
Yep.
It's a hard name to pronounce.
Scissorbank or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Sao refers to him as Scissors.
Yep.
I think he was coaching the Harold Matthews earlier this year when they asked him to do the job.
Yep. So now the Seagulls, who was an attempted a one-on-one strip there from Bronte Wilson, but didn't come up with it. And on the last play, a good tackle there, just working hard from marker. And they come up with the tackle, Lily Rogan, and they hand it over on the last. Walsh out of dummy half. Looks for a quick play the ball, and they should be able to get going here on the back of that. But perhaps not the hardest of carries there from Pataya. They look to go the early shift, trying to get some early ball perhaps to Bostock, but it's Vale that takes it forward for the Steelers up on the tram line, 20 in from touch. They look to that short side. They go open side to Wilson. And not the prettiest of plays, not the greatest of execution, but the marker's not square. So the Steelers they get away with what was a pretty ordinary play there, Jess.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a lot going on there, but we got away with a penalty there, and looks like we'll be on attack for our second try as Hope Millard takes the run.
Hands off at the line to Toanei. It was a bit of a hospital pass, and Parisi puts her on her back. Now it's with Hancock. Hancock goes to Preston, who scored the first try, looking for an early double, but they handle her that time. Make sure they make the tackle as Cowan takes a step out of dummy half. Toanei charging towards the line. They hold on to a boot and a quick play the ball. Carla Cowan, she'll look to shift out to the right. It goes from Moran out to Pataya. Pataya to Bostock. Bostock show. Go. Reaches out. Slams it down. Well, as soon as Indy Bostock got the ball, you just thought there was no way they were going to stop her, Jess.
No, too quick and powerful there, and she was just a sheer determination. And Indy Bostock again, really reaping the rewards. What a year she's had. Starring as the starring for the Steelers in the Tasha Girl winning side, premiership, New South Wales under 19s representative. Now making a name in the open level and an NRLW development player as well. What a future she's got in the game.
Well, you see when she gets the ball, then she's just on the outside of Chantel Stowers. I mean, it's a quality player that she took on and beat there, Jess. It's not some mug, reserve grader. This is a player that's got plenty of NRLW experience and a very, very decent player in Chantel Stowers. Just got on the outside of her and had too much speed and strength to get over in the corner.
Yeah, very, very sheer determination there from Indy Bostock. And we saw the wheels there. That's one of the reasons why she's called the Ferrari.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get a chance to see her in a little bit more space than that at some stage. But yeah, just a little glimpse there that she had too much speed for her opposite number. It wasn't a lot of space, but it was just enough for her class to shine through. Of course, a very young player. I said she was going to have some more difficult kicks. I don't get more difficult than this. Hancock strikes that pretty well and raises
She's
the
got
flag. Knocks it over. What a kick from Talia Hancock.
19 minutes till half-time, and it is 16 points to 12-0. 12-0 to the Steelers. Very good start.
And around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions, in the New South Wales Cup games that's going on at the moment between the Raiders and the Roosters. The Raiders have scored first in that one through Noah Martin, one of the best haircuts in rugby league, Noah Martin. He's across, and the Raiders lead that one 6-0 as we're back underway. The kick down towards the sideline again. The Steelers allowing it to bounce. I keep going to call them the Dragons because they're not the Dragons, although they are Dragons Pathways players. And Carla Cowan gets the pass. Wait a Millard there from dummy half. Sorry, Wilson, that is. They play the ball, and now they're coming back in behind. That's Bronte Wilson. Good charge up over the 30-metre line. Plays it back again to Cowan, who gets out of dummy half, turning that one underneath. Millard. Well, they're just punching holes through the middle at the moment, the Steelers. They look like they're running downhill just for the time being. Goes out to Preston again. Picked up. A handle of that time. So Manly coming up with a good tackle, but a good set here after points. They get to the kick through Hancock. We know she's got a good boot on her, and she thumps that down into a corner. They want that to sit up. It's in the in goal. The chase. How's the chase? They've got us surrounded, and there's no way for Madison Binding to go. That is a fantastic set after points, Jesse.
That was, a great kick there from Talia Hancock, allowing it to set up in the in goal. And Kim Hunt, Indy Bostock were straight onto him, and there was no way out there for the Sea Eagles. And as the Steelers look to pile on some more points.
Well, you can put good kicks in, but your kicks aren't as good as the chase. And chase all about attitude. The attitude of the Steelers is top notch to start this game. 18 minutes gone, and another great opportunity to post points. As Vale has the first run, and the first tackle will be inside the red zone. A little bit of a look out of dummy half there for Cowan. Gets it to Bostock. This time she's tackled by Stowers. Now it goes to Moran. Moran goes into the middle through Wilson. Wilson still struggling towards the line. Will be eventually forced to play the ball. Cowan underneath the Millard. Millard trying to crash through the heart of the Sea Eagles defence, but they hold firm. Cowan waits at dummy half. Now it goes wide out to Preston. Preston tries to force the pass. And the line speed there from Manly, they were right up in the face. And the service from Cowan, probably not as crisp as it needed to be. And Manly hold on for the time being.
I don't think the offload was on there, Donnie. I would have just taken the tackle there. I mean, Preston tried to offload. I think she just should have been taken the tackle up and stay on the attack.
Absolutely. And a nice run from dummy half now from Manly as they try and change the momentum of this game.
Nice tackle there from Preston.
Well, there's, again, finding some holes and getting through almost there is Lily Boyle. She's probably been Manly's best to start this game. Now they come back in towards the middle with Parisi. Parisi put down, will play the ball. Looking for the kicker, and eventually they find the target there in Ellie. Ellie goes to the sky. Kim Hunt looks like he wants to take that one on the full and does, but has knocked it on. Well, Kim Hunt's arguing and saying she didn't. that they have come up with the error, according to the referee, and Manly will get the loose head and feet and will go on the attack.
Yeah, Manly again. This is probably their third or fourth opportunity in their end, but so far the Steelers have been strong and very steely in defence. And yes, let's see if the Steelers can keep this up.
We've got time off here. The referee not happy with the lock putting a head in the scrum. So we redo it as Ellie tipping that one on and trying to go straight through the middle. A powerful leg drive here, still going forward. Is Tonu. She'll eventually be forced to play it. Goes to Ellie. Ellie, short ball. They struggle towards the line, and the Steelers get numbers underneath to prevent that from being a try. I think that's Riley McKay, who they have held up. Well, some great defence there from the Illawarra Steelers, because that looked a near certain try, but they rolled her over onto her back. Maintain their line as Ellie stepping off the right, stepping off the left, tangling here with Carla Cowan and Trinity Toaniai. Preston comes in to assist to make the tackle. They slow the ruck down as well. Now they look to work to this right-hand side. And again, plenty of Steelers. Numbers in the tackle. Tonu will be again forced to play it. They go one way, they come back the other, wrapping around.
Nowhere to go.
Tagaloa, and now the Steelers end up with a ball. Well, that is just swarming defence from the Illawarra Steelers, and Manly just ran out of ideas, Jesse.
Yeah, the Steelers just had them. It was just like a red wall. The Steelers were everywhere and rushing up on defence, really worrying Manly. Had them at 6s and 7s, and the Steelers, they're playing like they're giving the Sea Eagles a taste of steel in this one.
Absolutely. Now
there's a strong run there. Mackenzie Lear on.
Mackenzie Lear onto the field. Scored a great match-winning try in that game we talked about pre-show against the Newcastle Knights. Kay Mullison is also onto the field with her first carry. Now Moran. They go out wide from Vale to Bostock. Bostock again with Stowers having her hands full with Indy. Bostock stepped off the right. Now it comes to Vale. Vale straight and hard towards the line. Chopped down on tackle 5. Carla Cowan into dummy half. She has a look, goes to Toaniai. Toaniai crashing towards the line. I don't think she got that down, and that should be a hand over Manly ball.
And in the NRLW, got around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions. So we got 20 minutes till half time, and it's Newcastle 16-0 over the West Tigers in Newcastle.
Well, the Tigers, they're not having the best of seasons, whether it's NRL or NRLW. And looks like they're in for another long day there against the Newcastle Knights. Manly, well, good shot there from Shay Mullison. We saw Connor Mullison making plenty of tackles yesterday. Now it's Shay's turn to get into a work defensively. Some Tagaloa put down by Jordan Preston. Talk about players getting through plenty of defence. Jordan Preston is getting a ton of it. Yeah, slipped up there. That Shay Mullison we just talked about. Just hung an arm out. I don't think she did a lot of damage, but a slap across the face and a penalty to the Sea Eagles. And referee wants to chat.
Looks like I reckon it should be on report.
On report. And now the Sea Eagles look like they'll kick to touch. Getting towards the back end of this first half, the Steelers leading 12 points to 0 on the Complete Warehouse Solution scoreboard as the Sea Eagles fail to find touch. And Rose Walsh sent back to play that ball. Now just Pataya standing in the tackle as Michaela Ellie thought about taking a one-on-one strip against the very slight Jessica Pataya. but she managed to hold on to the ball and keep possession. Another physical tackle there from the Sea Eagles. So Mackenzie Lear takes that one forward. We'll play it back. Now Carla Cowan out of dummy half. She bounces away from one. She's put down. Talia Hancock jumps into dummy half. Now it goes for Moran, who kicks that one off the side of the boot. It looks like there's been a whistle. So it's going to be an error here against the Steelers. Carla Cowan arguing that she didn't drop it or she got some assistance from the marker. It'll be a scrum feed with Manly to feed the ball. I'm a Dib just saying in the other New South Wales premiership match, the St George side pretty much putting an end to their finals hopes with a loss to the Rabbitohs, Jesse.
Yeah, that I didn't see too much of that game, but from 18-12 they went down in that one. Disappointing one for them. South Sydney do have a sprinkle of NRLW experience in that side though. Again, where we've mentioned so many times that there's not enough experience in that lineup. Kiana Takarangi is another one that has experience. It was just they only went down 18-12, but again, those close losses have come back to bite them. But there is improvement in this Dragon side this year, as we've seen.
There's a big tackle there from the Steelers. Getting some numbers in and knocked the absolute wind out of the Sea Eagles player there.
It was Shay Mullison.
Well, she's certainly been very physical since she's got on. Shay Mullison, she's a million miles an hour. Going like very hard at them. Well, she's having a good start. There's Ellie on the last. Well, they rushed up, put some pressure on her, get the pass into Tonu, and the Steelers get 13 around her and make sure there's no further offload and they'll have to hand it over. Now the Steelers getting towards the back end of this half. Can they fire another shot across the bow before the siren sounds? Jess Batea bounces away from one. A nice fend there into the chest.
Penalty.
And a penalty for the high shot. So that the footwork just causing some problems. A Manly player has actually come up, is getting a bit of a concussion test here on the field. Looks like she's going to be okay. She's one of the trainers spending a bit of time. Maybe just trying to give the defence as long a rest as possible before they have to
doesn't look too happy.
I believe Rogan's having a chat about something. I don't know whether she doesn't look too unhappy, but she's, as the captain, will always have something that she wants to talk to the referee about. I'm sure she'd be pretty happy with her side at the moment, leading 12 points to 0.
Yep.
This seems a long delay for a player that is standing and does look like he's going to be able to continue here in Michaela Ellie. And now she's just been told that it's a penalty to the Steelers and she's got to get back on side, not get to marker. So a bit of a delay, but we get on with it now. And the Steelers with a chance here just before half-time to perhaps post points. Well, Rogan able to run an absolute age before she got to the defensive line, but it was good contact from Manly, almost forced the ball loose. Carla Cowan goes to the middle through Preston. Preston struggles forward, 25 metres out from the Sea Eagles line. Cowan into dummy half, will come towards the middle, goes across, dummies to the first runner, gives it to the second runner. They're in Mullison. Again, holding on there, the Sea Eagles trying to slow it down as much as they can. Now they tip on, go out wide, and now it's Bostock again, breaking through another tackle and another penalty to the Steelers. So Manly offside. Bostock will tap and go. Steps as she gets to Montgomery. Gets the offload away to Hunt. Hunt comes back infield. She'll be hard to stop and drops the ball. Drops the ball over the line. Well, looked like she got very close there, Jesse. You were celebrating.
It looked like she did
Referee
score,
had
but
other ideas.
it looked like she did score, but she couldn't hand on to it, Kim Hunt. A mixed game from her so far in this one. No doubt Jamie Sow will be watching to see if she has done enough for a recall. Not the greatest game so far from Kim Hunt.
She's broken a few tackles and looked dangerous when she's got the ball in hand, but a couple of errors and a couple of times where she's let the ball bounce and perhaps shouldn't have. And it looks like this might just be the halftime score, unless there is a trick shot by one of these teams before halftime. She's been very physical since she's got on. There's Tonu. The Sea Eagles with a run out of dummy half. And again, the Steelers trying to own that ruck, slowing things down. The pass goes out, and they're going to put the kick up through Montgomery down towards Hunt. And she's taken the last couple on the full. She generally beats the first tackler. She does again on this occasion. The second one around the bootlaces. We have had a few stoppages, so we might have a little while still until half time. They want to quick play the ball. Working down this side of the field, and Rogan, the captain, beaten one, comes back infield as she gets pressed up against the sideline. She's put down 8 in from touch at the end. Tori Shipton out onto the field in jersey 14. There's Preston. Takes a hit up over the halfway line. Rogan is pleading with the referee for a penalty. It doesn't come. Inside pass.
Leah.
Sienna Yo is out there as well. Now with Moran. Moran bombs towards the wing. Coming through, Hunt doesn't quite get there in time to compete with Madison Binding, but nowhere for her to go after the tackle is completed. So now Manly. Well, they'll be put down. Eventually they do get an offload away, but it was after the referee called held. Bit of an early held call for mine. They come back and forced to play the ball. The Sea Eagles, again, met by a wall of red there as the Steelers getting up in the face. Mackenzie Lear and also Yo involved in that tackle. Preston in that one, and it's going to be a penalty. Well, he's blown the pee out of it the last 5 minutes or so, Jesse.
Yeah, he has blown the pee out of it, as you said. He's really got the whistle out for this one, as it looks to be a lot of time stoppages in this game in the last 5 minutes. I think she might be blowing it a little bit too much.
Well, yeah, we see the Sea Eagles again working up towards the halfway line. The Steelers' defence has been rock solid so far in this game. You see Rogan getting into that tackle. There's plenty of Steelers in there. Shay Mullison, Sienna Yo, all in there. Jordan Preston as well. So, mind you, she's been in just about every tackle. So you just assume as an offload there, Caitlin Moran misses that tackle. Pulling through the tackle here is Weir. Eventually put down by Yo. Oh, there's a good shot, and guess who it is? Shay Mullison again coming up and putting the hurt on the Sea Eagles. She can bang. The kick from Montgomery goes in behind. Patea tracks it back and will just dive on it in the in-goal area. That'll be a goal line dropout.
2 minutes till half time.
A clever little kick there from Taylor Montgomery. Kim Hunt slightly out of position perhaps, but had to be somewhat up in case they ran the ball. Do you go long or do you go short here, Jess?
I'd go long.
Well, let's see what they do. That's exactly what the Steelers do. They go with the long dropout. They back their defence. Now the Sea Eagles through Parisi. Put down. Alicia Weir gets into dummy half. Looks to the open side. The Steelers pressed up against their line. Yo and Preston make that tackle. 5 out from the Steelers line and an error. So they come up with the mistake and the pressure valve is released. So the Steelers, their defence has been rock solid, Jesse. They haven't been broken yet.
No, it's been relentless. Manly's thrown everything at by the kitchen sink at them, but the Steelers' defence really holding firm and they've been strong in defence. Everything that Manly has thrown at them, they've had a response to it. And yeah, we've up 12-0 as we come into the last 30 seconds before the break.
Well, again, the clock on the screen isn't necessarily the game clock, so there might be a little bit more time than that. As Bostock almost goes through, and it looks like Chantel Stowers has stayed down here. I think there might have been a little bit of friendly fire. A couple of seagulls crashing into each other as they desperately tried to stop Indy Bostock. The trainer might spend a little bit of time with her, but Indy Bostock has been really impressive. Every time she's got the ball, she looks dangerous. Just impossible to handle in one-on-one situations. Dragons fans have got to be excited about the prospect of this young player coming into the NRLW side at some stage next year. Do you think she's an immediate starter in the NRLW side next year?
Oh, I mean, with the centres we've got now, I don't think she'll get a centre spot. She could definitely push for a wing spot with no one being able to put their hand up for a permanent spot. So I think if she does come in, she'll come on the wing. As Stowers looks like she's got a heavy blood coming from her face there.
A bit of claret, and that'll be a big blow for Manly, and that'll only I think increase the opportunity to go to Bostock, because they'll have to make an adjustment, and we'll have a less experienced player defending her in this second half. So you might want to get on Sportsbet and see if you can find a market for the New South Wales Women's Premiership, and Indy Bostock maybe getting a couple more today. Although we get towards the back end of this half, it has been a good one for the Steelers. Let's see if they've got anything left to show. It's a run from dummy half from Shipton. Another player I'm excited to see develop over the next couple of seasons. She was playing Lisa Fiola Cup earlier this year, so very, very young. As Bostock gets in and has a run from dummy half herself. The Shipton wants a quicker play the ball than she was allowed to get. Now it comes from Yo. Yo stands in the tackle, takes the tackle. Shipton again waiting. Mackenzie Lear goes out the back of her, and they're going to put the kick in. It's a high one. They've tested out Madison Binding's wing. Haven't had a lot go towards Tegan Long, but that one does go down in her direction.
Would that be halftime?
It seems like the halftime siren has sounded. We don't have any sound, but the hooter has gone. We'll go to the sheds with the Steelers leading 12 points to 0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Jess, what did you think of the first half overall?
I thought it was a great performance from the Steelers to start off with. Some early points to go at the 12-0. Our defense has been solid as a rock. Manly have had ample possession on our goal line, but the Steelers have been able to turn them away every time, and really the scoreboard has reflected that. As we see the first half highlights here, this first try from Jordan Preston was amazing under the black dot.
It certainly was a great try there. Only the two tries. The second one here for Indy Bostock just gets to the outside of Stowers and goes between centre and winger, reached out. And what about the conversion attempt from the sideline from Talia Hancock?
Yeah, been two great kicks from Hancock. I mean, obviously the first one was in front of the goal, but yeah, that one from the sideline never looked like missing. It was an amazing kick, and a great first half from the Steelers.
It certainly has been it's been a good first half. I think they've got a bit more to offer. I mean, the Sea Eagles side, they look a big side, and I know there's been a bit written about this Steelers team and particularly their front row and how they know they're not the biggest, but still going out there and competing with some absolute giants. Do you think that there's a chance the Seagulls tire and we put on a bit of a show late in this one?
I think so too. Like as you mentioned there, they losing the experience of Chantal Stowell, who's just about done everything in the game. That'll test their defense out wide. And I think if we can just continue to defend as we are, and I think the points will come and maybe the floodgates open in the second half.
Mohammed Dib talking about the NRLW game. So it looks like it was a great performance. Just looking at the highlights, I haven't seen the game, so I can't really comment. I'm going to head to Father's Day lunch after we call this game, and so then after I get back from that, I might get a chance to watch the NRLW game. But Jess, you got to see it. What did you think of the performance from the Dragons?
I thought it was as you said earlier. I thought we didn't see it coming. Obviously, we've seen Parramatta win 3 of their first 5 games, but the Dragons really started. They got the first try with Tegan Berry combining lovely with Casey Ray to put Bobby Law over out wide. Casey Ray was really complimented Racine. I thought Casey's a left footer and Racine's that right footer, so they really complemented each other. They really combined well. It was a real complete performance from the side yesterday. Tegan Berry back to her best, a double in that game. It happened. I was actually at the ground watching the game. Both tries she scored were majestic. That's Tegan at her best when she's in open space, and she just cut them wide out. Cut them really open there, and scored 2 tries very similar to each other, and she was back to her best yesterday, and a real standout performance from Tegan Berry, and I thought Keely Brown was quite good as well. Her first career double in that game. I don't want to say too much because you want to watch it a bit later on. So,
well, mate, everyone else has already seen it, and I certainly know the result. I was calling the NRLWA Grand Finals all day yesterday. It was 5 games in a row. You might see I've got a bit of a beetroot type complexion out in the sun, standing up on the scaffold for about 7 or 8 hours straight, standing up the whole time. Didn't get to sit down, didn't get to eat all day. It was fantastic fun though, and but that meant that I didn't get to see any of the NRL or NRLW game, but did watch the NRL game this morning. That was good fun, wasn't it, Jess? For Dragons fans, I'm sure we all enjoyed the NRL game.
Oh yeah, we did. Season on the line, and we dished that up. But if you want to hear our full thoughts, tune into the vodcast tonight.
Absolutely, we will cover off on all our thoughts on what happened in that NRL game, and I think maybe we'll just focus on the last 10 minutes. What do you reckon, Jess? Forget the rest of it.
Sounds good. Sounds very good.
Yeah.
The Knights dominating in Newcastle, 26 points to 0, a minute till half time. Sheridan Gallagher has a double in her first game back since injuring her knee in the game against us a few weeks ago. So 26-0, the Knights over the Tigers.
And in the New South Wales Cup game that's going on before half time in that one, the Canberra Raiders leading the Roosters 14 points to 6, tries to Noah Martin and Trey Mooney for the Raiders. Beta Palga scored for the Roosters for their 6 points. The Roosters also, this will surprise you, Jesse. I don't think anybody would have seen this coming. Dylan Napa in the sin bin. That's never happened in his career.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Bit of a hothead.
And so he spent some time in the sin bin in that game. I don't know exactly what he's done, but the Raiders leading that one, the Knights dominating in the NRLW. And of course, in this game that we are calling, the Steelers leading 12 points to 0, tries to Jordan Preston and Indy Bostock with Talia Hancock 2 from 2.
I know Jamie Soward was jumping out of the box yesterday too, Donnie. So he looked very happy man, Jamie Soward, yesterday.
Mohammed Dib says, could yesterday's win be a springboard to a good finish to the season for the NRLW? I'll give my thoughts. I think it could be, but we said the same thing about the Knights win. I just think it's a very young side. They're going to be inconsistent. I think they could beat the best team in the comp one week and lose to the worst team in the comp the next week, and that's just what you get when you've got a side that is this young. So next week they could be absolutely dreadful. They could get beat by the Tigers in a couple of weeks' time. So I don't think it means much. It's just a it's a good game. It's a good win. It's nice to have a win. You celebrate the wins, but I don't think it means much.
Yeah, Raiders, Tigers, and Broncos our last 3 games. So Broncos no doubt will be the toughest one of them all.
Yeah, and that'll probably be the only one we win, because that's what this team does. We beat some of the best teams, and we'll turn in ordinary performances against the teams that are on our level. So who knows? Who knows what the team's going to produce? And that's the fun thing about watching the development of young players, is that they are inconsistent. They are learning. They'll turn in great performances, and like we seen it in the NRL. The Couchman brothers a couple of weeks ago. Everyone's, these guys need to be signed up to 10-year contracts. They're the best players in the world. They're going to play Origin. They're going to play for Australia in the next 12 months. And 2 weeks later, no one's saying that, because Ryan turned in a bit of a shocker a couple of weeks ago, and again last week yesterday they didn't do too much in that game either. So it's just the young players. They're learning, and they'll build towards being more consistent and putting in those more consistent performances. It's the same with the NRLW side. A lot of young players. They'll get there. Yep, Mohammed. The last 8 minutes was exciting. About the only time we played any football, and it was great to see us put on a few tries late, and have one play to try and win the game. If we'd won that game, I think everyone feels a little bit differently. If we'd come from the clouds and won the game, there would have been, most Dragons fans would have already turned it off. But a remarkable finish. But you just wonder where that was for the other 70 minutes of the game.
Well, I left at 40. I left at 40-12, didn't I left when it was 40-12.
See, that's why I never leave, mate. That's why I never leave, because the amount of people that left that game where we scored 4 or 5 tries in the last 10 to 15 minutes to win that game against Manly all those years ago. There was hardly any Dragons fans left there to actually see that. Everyone you talk to was there at that game and stayed until the finish. No, they didn't. All the Dragons fans left and missed the most remarkable comeback ever seen in history. And you left at 40-12 and almost missed one of the most remarkable comebacks ever seen in rugby league history. So if we had won that game, you would be kicking yourself for having left. Never leave, mate. Never leave.
Well, actually, one Para supporter did warn me to not leave, because he said, they're very leaky defence, Para. That's been the story of their season.
Yeah. Well, they didn't win. So at the end of the day, you made the right decision. The game was over. But if they had scored from that miracle last play and come up with something, you might have been pretty disappointed you left. As we're back underway here at 4 Pines Park, with the Steelers leading 12-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. And it is Illawarra with first use of the ball in the second half. Looking to go on with it in the second 35 as Olivia Vale takes that forward up towards the 30-metre line. Tori Shipton jumps into dummy half as they again come through the middle of the park with Lear. Lear standing in the tackle, driven sideways by the Manly defence. They try and get a completed set. Joe, well, that ball hits the deck. Hancock has to go back and clean it up. Thinks about forcing a pass out wide, but takes the better option, just takes the tackle. And yes, Shipton works down a short side, dummies, goes herself, throws a bit of a speculator out to Hancock. Now they go out wide to the captain. Rogan bounces away from the first tackle. Will now be forced to play it. Not the best of first sets, but it looks like they're going to get to the end of it. Although that now they go down to Preston. And Preston's pass out to Walsh. Walsh now just throws that back in field to whoever wants it, knocked on by Shipton. Well, they nearly turned a terrible set into a great play there late as they explored down this short side. Walsh was just a step behind here where she needed to be.
Walsh grabs that. She's in the corner.
Yeah, I don't think they would have caught up. A little bit sloppy. They come up with the error. It's,
would have been a dream start to the second half.
The producer in the box really liked that replay. Showed it 3 times already now. We're back live. As Manly cracking forward up over that halfway line. They are a big physical side. And again, running from dummy half now through Weir after the quick play the ball. So they're on the front foot, but they need to get somebody to dummy half. Eventually, they get a player in there. Now, look, they've come up with the error there through Aliana Tonu. She has been one of the more physical units out there for the Sea Eagles, but comes up with a mistake that lets the pressure off. Kim Hunt gets that wide here as she comes in for a carry. So a sloppy start, really, from both teams to this second 35 as Lear just tipping that one on. I don't know whether Jane Mullison was ready for it, but she gets the ball in hand and she's strong.
Good strong carry there.
Once she got the ball in her hand, she goes really well as a kick now. Well, that seems early in the count. I'm not sure what was happening there. That seemed very early in the count. That certainly wasn't the last. In any case, they hand possession over. Not the worst place to hand it over is the Sea Eagles bringing it away from their own end. Run from dummy half as Lear gets up and makes that tackle down low. The line speed from the Steelers has been pretty impressive. They haven't given Manly too much time and space, and you certainly wouldn't want to. You don't want them to give them any chance to wind up, because they are quite a big side, as Montgomery shows on the outside before taking off and trying to go through Shipton. Now the kick from dummy half. Goes down the throat of Jess Pataya. He charges back into the fray. Tackle made by Weir and Montgomery. Now Kim Hunt just taking a hit up as the back three just look to come in and take a little bit of pressure off the forwards. And here goes Walsh. Not a lot of her. She gets an offload away to Yo. Yo puts the mouth guard back in her mouth after she gets the ball before getting hit hard as Moran goes across to Vale. Vale at Montgomery. Montgomery's been pretty good defensively. Puts it down onto her back. The Sea Eagles 7. The Shipton goes to Yo. She's been heavily involved just since she has come on off the bench, looking to have an impact in this game. As now they go out to Caitlin Moran, who tries to put a bit of a spiral on that one. Goes down to Georgia Sim to return it for the Sea Eagles. Although it looks like there's been a change there. That's actually Molly Tagaloa back at fullback there for the Sea Eagles. There's now a player called out of it there. Talia Hancock just called offside and put her hands up and allowed the Sea Eagles to run past her. The referee called her out, and a run from dummy half from the Sea Eagles there in Weir runs into Moran. So just working through the middle third at the moment. Just neither side able to get down into attacking position, Jesse.
No, they're just still looking like they've just come out of half time, both sides. There's not a lot on show at the moment. As we saw earlier, the Steelers blew a chance to go 18-0 up, but as Montgomery puts in a wayward kick, and Rogan's back there to get it.
Just feels a little bit like teams going through the motions here at the moment. Let's see if this breaks. I mean, I know Andrew Johns always says that when you have the ball in play for such a long period of time, that fatigue factor does start to build. And if it's in play without a break or a stoppage for 4 or 5 minutes, as it seems to have been in this second half, you'll start to see these players starting to tire. And now it's with Yo. Yo goes to the line, tips it on to Lear. Lear looks to tangle there with Parisi, who makes the tackle. And the Sea Eagles holding on. The Steelers starting to work themselves into a decent attacking position. Moran holds the ball in 2 hands. Vale met heavily there by Montgomery. She's still going though, Olivia Vale. And they'll hand it over.
Last tackle.
Well, once again, we only get down, just being played between the two 20s, Jesse. Both sides just rucking it up and controlling the ball, getting through and completing their sets, but not able to really create any chances so far in this second half.
I don't know what the Steelers are doing there. I'm surprised they didn't get to a kick there. There was nothing really happening there. I mean, a kick, try and force a repeat set or gain some meters, get some ground. I thought that would have been the most obvious thing to do, but obviously they ran it on the last, and yeah, not a great turnover there for the Steelers.
Well, here's a player I have been fairly impressed with, Eliana Tonu. Every time she's run the ball, just that leg drive, the post-contact meters is collared there, just over the top. Lily Boyle, another Sea Eagle that has been pretty impressive. A high tackle. Well, this will be another one that will almost certainly be put on report.
Yep, calling them over.
I think that was Olivia Vale with the high shot. It is Vale.
On report, 2 on report now for the Steelers.
Absolutely, a second Steeler on report for a high tackle. I don't think there was much in the first one. I don't think there was too much in that one. I think it was more of a seatbelt type tackle, more than an absolute coat hanger. I think it looked worse than it was. At least I hope that's what the replay shows for Olivia Vale's sake. And she doesn't have too much to answer.
It's halftime in NRLW 2 while I've got around the grounds, thanks to Complete Warehouse Solutions. Second half just underway as Jessie Southwell runs it up. It's 26-0 to the Knights. Looks like they're on the way to another big victory here this afternoon.
Well, come back and they take 2 at this tap. As the Sea Eagles will go on the attack here. So the first real opportunity of this second half. I've said that some fatigue will start to set in. Let's see how fit the Steelers are, because the ball had been in play until that penalty for a fairly long period of time. Both teams getting through their sets as Tonu, that time tackled down low by Mullison, stopped that leg drive from occurring. Now the Sea Eagles with Parisi into the centre of the park. Looks like Marchong is out there as it goes out the back of her to Montgomery, who slices through. Some desperation defence there from Yo, gets across over the top. That's a try saver. Now the Sea Eagles. The cameraman loses the ball. It is tackle 5. Another good tackle made there. Mackenzie Lear it was there as it comes across for the kick, over to the wing and just overshoots the target. Well, it's not a bad target. I think if you've got a winger, let's say the dimensions of Mia Rose Walsh, that's not a bad target for the high kicks, but not executed well enough there from the Sea Eagles, Jess.
Yeah, could have been on there if they got it right, but obviously they didn't get it right there. And obviously the size of Mies Rose Walsh would have been targeted there, but the Sea Eagles weren't, as you said, good enough to execute that. As a strong run here from Tori Shipton to add a dummy half.
Well, she's fighting to play this ball and not allowed to, but nothing from the referee as Patea chopped down low by Marchong. I really must have made a few late changes that I wasn't aware of, because Lila Marchong was supposed to be the 18th player last time I looked, but really must have changed that, because I don't think they've had anything happen to activate that.
Good
that
kick there from
player.
Hancock.
Down into a corner. Well, there's a good slide and pickup.
Rogan and Walsh.
Winger. once again, it was good to get through that set after they've been under a bit of pressure. Good for the Steelers to get through that set and get to their kick. It was a nice run and offload from Noble. Well, again, the early held call from the referee. That must be frustrating. I think it's happened to Manly twice. It's happened to the Steelers once, where they got offloads away after the referee's call held a bit earlier than he should be calling it. We're out of dummy half. Plays the ball, and the Seagulls will get to their kick through Tagaloa. And it's taken on the full there by Patea. She beats the first chaser.
Oh, that looked a bit high, that one. Nothing happened there.
Well, certainly some complaints there from Kim Hunt, who got into dummy half. She goes, you've got some good acceleration there, good pace off the mark. Get past the markers. Now Walsh comes in for a carry as well. She's got an offload on it, doesn't she, Leah Rose Walsh? Every time she carries it. Now Rogan into space. He tried to get the offload back into Shipton and puts it down.
And it's a penalty.
Now they get a penalty. They get a penalty for Rogan just holding on, went in for a second grab. So it was a chance for the Steelers. And now they turn that around, and it'll be Manly that'll go into the Steelers' half here early in this set. They slow things down and just allow the Steelers to sort of get up off their line, but a good, strong carry again. I'd imagine that's Tonu without having seen a number, because she's done that all day since she's come on. Well, there's another very strong carry. She's run straight over the top of one there. That was Shay Mullison. Come reeling out of that. She's got straight to her feet, though. Tough player. On that, not a player I've seen too much of, Shay Mullison. I've been impressed with the way she plays the game. She's fun to watch. She got trampled there as the Steelers trying to come up with a one-on-one strip. Sienna Yo's pointing, saying it's Steelers ball. Now Manly have got the ball. The referee's trying to work out what the hell's going on.
Penalty Steelers.
Stripped after the referee said that the Steelers had the ball there with the one-on-one strip from Mackenzie Lear. Then after the tackle was completed, Manly then stripped it back off her. And it put a penalty to the Illawarra Steelers. I don't know if she ever actually had the ball there, Mackenzie Lear. But maybe she just handed it back and got herself a penalty. So that's interesting play. There's Patea now.
Good run.
Jess Patea beats one, beats two. No one in front of her. Jessica Patea sprinting away. The winger coming from behind makes a great tackle. Doesn't complete it. Gets up, goes again. Tegan Long
got him at 6s and 7s.
A great tackle, but they've still got to score. Talia Hancock fires it out the press.
Jordan Preston.
Got a double.
It was coming. That was inevitable after that set. It was a great run by Patea. I thought she was certain to score there, but they threw it wide, caught the Manly defenders napping, and Jordan Preston out wide gets her second try of the day.
Yeah, that's not quite as impressive from Jordan Preston as it was for her first one, but still she gets a second try next to her name. The impressive stuff, as you said, came from Jess Patea. She slices through with a great run. Just goes between defenders, shrugs away from 1, 2, 3. When she got into the backfield with no one in front of her, I thought she was going to go all the way, but a great chase from Tegan Long. She got up to try and go again, and the desperation covered a fence. But Talia Hancock knew there was space out there and just flung it over to Preston, who didn't panic, just stepped inside the sliding cover there from Tanika Jez Noble. And scores her second to extend this margin 16-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard.
Jess Patea as well, one of our NRLW development players as well. So I'm not sure when she comes into the squad, but yes, a great show of speed there from Jess Patea.
I'm a dib saying a bit of a messy game. I think some of the skills certainly have been a lot sloppier, not quite as sharp as they were in the first half. I think the second half was Mohammed Dibbs asked this question twice, so he really wants it answered. Was Gaden Sewer injured yesterday? The answer is, I don't know.
I don't know either. I didn't really pay close attention to it, but I know Ben Hunt was playing with a knee injury.
A little while between tries, but the Steelers with a good try to extend this margin, and it looks like they are going to go on to win the game, leading 18 points to nil on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. So we go around the grounds, and a field goal in the New South Wales Cup game. And from the Raiders against the Roosters, they lead 21 points to 6 in that one. And Martin with a double for the Raiders. Do you have an update from the RLW game, Jess?
Yep, they're just at the 43-minute mark. Still no chance of the halftime score. It's Newcastle 26, the Tigers 0.
Fantastic. Well, about to get back underway here. About 20 minutes left to go. Manly go a bit of a short, wobbly kickoff there over to Bostock. And well, she ends up getting tackled about where most players get tackled from a kickoff anyway, around that 30-metre line. Yeah, dummying on the inside goes Sienna Yo. Now they go out to Millard, up to the halfway line. Wrestles around, finds a front, wants a quick play the ball. And Manly have done pretty well in slowing the ruck down. The referees certainly allowed them to do that.
Wilson.
Bronte Wilson back onto the field. Plays it back. Shipton, well, there Yo just got a little bit in the way, and now they come back the other way after Hancock. Players overran her. So play breaks down somewhat as they now go to Moran, who puts a kick down into a corner. Well, that's clever game management there. Goes down to Tagaloa.
Showing a level head of experience there, Caitlin Moran, a World Cup winner, former Origin and Jillaroo star, and premiership winner with the Knights a couple of years ago as well. So has a lot of experience there for this young Steelers side.
Now, Manly just bringing you out of their end, and well, they're going to put themselves under pressure. Scoreboard pressure is going to tell. We talked at halftime, Jag, about the possibility of the Steelers maybe piling on some points and putting on a bit of a show late. Errors like that from Manly certainly going to help.
That's right. I think Manly's starting to look at the scoreboard now. The game is starting to creep away from them, and yeah, if they're going to make cheap errors like that, they're going to just invite the Steelers to pile on more points.
Well, Caitlin Moran will feed the scrum. Tori Shipton at the base of it. As the dummy half almost always is now. As Shipton breaks from the base of the scrum. Desperate tackle around the bootlaces. It's still on here. Millard will go from dummy half and reaches out just short of the line. She'll play it again back to Shipton. Shipton, well, she's under pressure there. A bit of a sloppy play the ball.
Tried to go herself.
Wastes a tackle. Well, I don't think she was trying to go herself at all. It was just a sloppy play the ball. And she
they got numbers out wide.
Away. We go wide, goes out, and out to the wing of
Mia Rose Walsh.
She dots down in the corner. Well, it was just good use of the ball there. They had the numbers, as you said, in running there, Jesse, and they were always going to score if they could execute, and they did it well.
Yep, they had numbers out there. Lily Rogan unmarked, but she offloaded it out to Mia Rose Walsh, and the little pocket rocket gets over, and the Steelers 22 points to 0. This, as I said before, this game could get quite ugly now for Manly, as the Tigers are on the board in the NRLW.
Well, let's watch this replay. You see them trying to get up to shut it down, but there's 4-on-1 here. Pataya goes out to Rogan. Rogan just draws in long before getting it out to Rose Walsh, Mia Rose Walsh, who scores in the corner. And another difficult kick for Talia Hancock. She's already kicked one from the sideline today. It was the right-hand touchline that she kicked one from in the first half. And she's got one from the left-hand touchline to see if she's just as good from this side of the field. Steelers starting to dominate.
The Does he actually mean the Steelers, or is he actually calling the? He's called them the Steelers a few times. Is that on purpose, Mohammed?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the L's nowhere near the T, so I don't think it's a misprint. I'm not. The Steelers, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, it's all fall off the kicking tee.
Replace, have another go. Looks like there's a bit of a breeze
Wind.
starting to come up there at Four Pines Park. You can see the hair of Talia Hancock blowing. Moves in. Got a good boot on up. And that one, though, is waved away. So just out to the left-hand side of the upright. So it's 22-0 on the complete warehouse scoreboard. 56 minutes gone. Still about 15 minutes left in this game. And I have a feeling the Steelers aren't done scoring, Jesse. I think there's more to come.
There is more to come, as we said. You can see Manly starting to tire out a little bit. And if we can just find those gaps, I think we can have more joy and get into at least the 30 points. As they've let it bounce off the kickoff, the Steelers. Kim Hunt.
Yeah, you saw Sienna Yo trying to go back with it, but just wasn't in position. Kim Hunt already had a foot on the sideline when she tried to tap that back in. And finds touch.
As Gus Gould says, you let the ball bounce, you bring disappointment into your life, and that's what's happened there for the Steelers.
I think just unlucky. It's just they managed to find a little bit of space and an unkind bounce, as can happen with a rugby league ball at times. Will put the Steelers' defence under a bit of pressure as they now charge it forward. Good strong run. Not too far away from the try line. Weir turns that one underneath. Will be hard to stop here. Trying to crash over Noble, but great defence. Bronte Wilson is involved there. As
Carla
is Carla Cowan back out onto the field. The dummy and go from Boyle. Not fallen for by the Steelers' defence. They are desperate to keep their line intact. Weir at dummy half. They go to the right. They come back infield. They charge towards the line now with Parisi. On tackle 5. I'll play it back to Weir. Weir goes out for the kick. Steps back off the left, and that one will be diffused by Sienna Yo. But, well, I'll tell you what, Tanika Jazz Noble looks certain to score, and somehow they've managed to stop her.
Swarming defence from the Steelers. Very desperate stuff, and the on-goal line defence this afternoon has been outstanding.
Now the Steelers bringing it out of their own end.
Carla Cowan.
Just updating the team list. As I saw a number that I didn't even have on my list at all from the Manly side. Cowan, tap and go from the quick restart. Tried to get the pass around the corner to Shipton. So Cowan's come on as a running forward. With Shipton staying on the field. That one underneath the Bostock. She has been a little quiet in this second half, Bostock. And we expected to see a bit more of her, but she hasn't seen a lot of the pill. We got that one on an underneath run as Sienna Yo tips that on, chopped down low. There is Millard. Now Shipton out of dummy half. Oh, she had stepped off the right instead of the left. She might have gone straight through. Instead, she falls over. Millard from dummy half. She'll have another crack. They won't stop her. Hope Millard goes over pretty soft. That is very fatigued defence there from the Manly Sea Eagles, and a simple soft try to Hope Millard.
Yep. Great. As I said, the Steelers looking like they had the numbers there, and it was just inevitable that we're going to score. Manly playing on tired legs, and the Steelers really boasting all the energy, and they look like they're going to run away with this now. Hope Millard not going to stop it from there. Yeah,
just sort of overread there by Lily Boyle. And, Hope Millard, I think she's got into dummy half 3 times, and every single time she's run the ball, you think they know that if she's a dummy half, she's going to run. She's a front rower. She's not often going to pass off the ground from dummy half. She's going to have a crack, and she does there. And gets across and scores the try. Lisa Marie Cooper seems pretty happy with it. 4 smiley faces, and well, after what happened with the NRL side yesterday, it's nice that we can put on a broadcast that does put some smiles on some faces of Dragons fans. So it's been a good, solid performance, and they've really gone on with it in this second half. After leading 12-0 at half time, now out to 26-0 with this conversion attempt, potentially to put it to 28-0. Talia Hancock, struck them pretty well. This is one of her easier ones today. And she should put this through.
I think the impressive set side.
Not a good strike at all. That one hits the post, and I've done it again. Put
the mocker on her.
Put the mocker on her. So, absolutely. She should have kicked it. It's not my fault. She should have kicked it. She should be able to wear that weight of the commentator's curse and get it anyway. But anyway, that one looked shocking off the boot and goes straight into the post. And,
I think the most impressive thing out of this game so far, I'd have to say, would not be the 26 points, but the fact that they have kept Manly to a donut.
Well, yeah, I think Scissors would be very pleased with that. Manly have certainly had their chances, and they've tried to just physically barge their way over. And the Steelers' defence is held very firm. They've done a good job defensively. Now they look to go on with it through Wilson. Drop down low, good defence. That's the way to stop any leg drive, is just to take the legs away. Now Hancock turns that one underneath. Nowhere for Preston to go on this occasion. Rogan outside. Takes the tackle. Now with Cowan. Cowan sort of stops as he gets to the line, tries to body her way through one. The Seagulls hold on to her. Again, a pretty good set so far. It goes to Cowan, told to play the ball again. Have another go at it. So now they go to Wilson. Wilson goes out the back. Yo gets it to Bostock. Bostock trying to pull through that tackle. Just that little juggle was all that saved Manly there. Wants a penalty, gets a penalty. So a second effort in the tackle. Bostock taps and goes. Finds the offside player. And again, a second effort in the tackle from Manly. Play the ball back to Hunt. Hunt goes to the middle. And now Millard, she wants a double. Takes them on. Tries to go through the middle. Break through the tackle. Referee says that there was somebody with a hand on her. Noble is stayed down, and they'll have another on-field concussion test, which will allow Manly to get a little bit of air into the lungs as they try and desperately repel a surging Illawarra Steelers attack. Once again, a bit of a break. John Muller says it is my fault that Talia Hancock missed the kick. She should have kicked it. It was a bloody easy one, John. Anyone would have thought she would have
thrown that over.
A couple from the sideline. It's not my fault. It's her fault. I'm not taking the blame for that. Not copping it. We still stopped waiting for the change to be made as Shipton turned underneath Wilson. Had a chance to pop the pass twice there, but got flung around and holds onto it. Plays it back to Shipton. Shipton fires a pass out. It goes from Yo out to Hancock. Gets it to Pattaya. Now Rogan bursts into the hole, and the Manly Seagulls just decide they don't want to tackle anymore. And Lily Rogan dots one down. The captain gets on the board.
Yes, 30-0 now. The Steelers are starting to pile on some points, and the Manly, as you said, look like that, like they've forgotten how to tackle. As the Steelers really dominating, Manly defense really not connected there.
Well, I thought they were a good chance of stopping that one. Michaela Ellie looked like she had a good hold of Lily Rogan, but just decided to let go there and say, I'll just score it. Who cares? We're done. 30-0, a big win for the Steelers. And they, I think they've done everything in this second half that we hoped they would do, Jesse.
Yeah, piling on the points. I thought it was just a matter of time before Manly would tire. And we've seen that in the second half. Manly starting to fatigue. Steelers taking advantage of that, and they really piled on the points. Their sets have been great, and Manly have had their chances on our goal line. Again, the defense has been rock solid.
Yeah, I think when you're a big physical side like the Sea Eagles are, you really have to get out in front early and then hold on. And they weren't able to do that, and they have tired late in this game. Whereas the Steelers, they're a mobile, fast side with great footwork that causing all sorts of problems.
Got it.
That one she kicks. Of course she does. Absolutely nails that one. That was good off the boot straight away. It looked like she was kicking a cannonball with the last one that she struck, but that one, she's hit absolutely sweetly. And it's 32-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solution scoreboard. Inside the last 4 minutes of the game, as Jesse says.
Quick update, Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 12 minutes to go in Newcastle. It's the Knights 26, the Tigers 6.
And in the New South Wales Cup game, we've had a comeback from the Roosters in that one. The Roosters leading 22 points to 21. Ethan King, Robert Toa, and a second try to Palga of the Roosters come from, 21-6 last time we looked at that score. And they now lead by a point, 22-21. Still a bit of time left in that one. As Carla Cowan takes it forward now for the Steelers. There's a bit of time left for the Steelers to put more points on here as well. They worked down a short side with Hancock. They get it out to... What's that?
John Muller having a bit of a jubby there.
Yeah, I know, mate. I had that on the screen for a while. And, now the Steelers, again, working themselves into a good attacking position. Tori Shipton goes out the back, and Hancock's going to... Well, that's a bit of a stab on that one. That looks like it's going to run over the dead ball line. That was always too long, and not one of her most measured kicks of the day. Manly should just throw in the towel and walk off the field. Well, they'll be able to do that in a few minutes. But hopefully we've got a few more to come. Lisa Marie Cooper's enjoying the banter thrown my way by John Muller, I think. Now, the Sea Eagles, well, can they get themselves on the board? The Steelers, they'll be desperate to keep their line intact. They're a long way from home, and it doesn't look like they've got a lot of energy left. The Sea Eagles side, they look like they'd be quite happy for the siren to sound right about now. They work up towards the halfway line. That one trying to go through defenders, gets a pass out the back, picked up around the bootlaces by Ellie. Ellie bounces away from one. Well, she is eventually put down. Now Montgomery. Montgomery tipping that one out wider. Again, some good defence there from Mullison. Montgomery hits a runner flat and on the charge. So they've got themselves into a good position now on 5. Do they have anything left? As that one bounces away from Boyle, he tries to put a kick on it. He tries to do something.
Well done.
And in the end, it is Carla Cowan that dives on the ball. And the Steelers, well, they keep fighting. They keep their line intact. Now the Steelers in the what might be one of the last sets of this game. We're into the final 2 minutes.
That a penalty?
And no, they've got another player injured here, the Sea Eagles. That's once again Tanaka Jazz Noble. This time the trainer is said enough's enough. That's concussion. We're bringing her off. So she's had a tough last 4 or 5 minutes. And Onto the field comes Aliana Tonu for the last 2 minutes to try and put her stamp on this game. She's had some good moments for her side, but now it's Bronte Wilson taking it forward for the Illawarra Steelers. They're leading 32 points to nil. For the cherry on top. Now Hunt bounces away from one. He looks to leap over the top of another attempted tackle there from Weir. I'm going to go to the kick. That's a kick from Yo. Tries to put one of those spiral torpedoes up that I'm sure she's been working on at training, but didn't quite strike it where she wanted to. It's taken and handled easily by the Sea Eagles. The clock's still stopped on the screen here, so we'll just wait for the referee to call that full time in this one. There's not too long left. They go from dummy half with Ellie. Bounces away from Rogan. Throws the pass out to Long. Long throws it back infield and then knocked on. And all pretty sloppy from the Manly Sea Eagles. Has been the story of their day. The Steelers are racing. They actually want to pack the scrum. They want another play. They want another try. They're hungry. They are thirsty for more.
No, the referee's not having any of that.
Although if they were all ready, everybody was ready. Now we've got time on. They go towards the middle. They look to put on a set play. Patea bounces out of the player that charged up out of the line. Stands in the tackle. Montgomery still wrestling, trying to get it down. Skipton goes at a dummy half and not square. Another penalty to the Steelers. The Shipton wants to get up and get on with it quickly. Sienna Yo says, give it to me. I know what we're doing. Goes to Carla Cowan. Cowan stands in the tackle. Pops an offload out the back to Yo. Yo, she's going to put that one boot the ball in behind. They've got it covered, though, the Sea Eagles. They're back to wrap that one up, and that should be all she wrote now, you'd think. Sienna Yo, maybe a couple of times there, just overplaying a hand, Jesse.
Yeah, it looked like there was nothing on there from that kick, and blows full time. A couple of times there, the kicks weren't on there, but yeah, not very good execution there. But Sienna Yo, but as the full time siren blows in the background, a dominant performance from the Illawarra Steelers as they build towards finals.
Absolutely, mate. It's good to the Steelers kept the win at 32 points to nothing. A really dominant performance. A double to Jordan Preston. Tries to Mia Rose Walsh, Indy Bostock, Lily Rogan, and Hope Millard. It was a really, really dominant second half. Led 12-0 at half time and went on with it with a very good second half to keep their position in second place on the ladder. They've got a job to run down the undefeated side in this competition. It's the Winnie Magpies leading it, I believe.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, they're 4 points clear. Well, that'll be two after that.
Did they
get a bit of a buffer? Sorry, what was that?
They won again this week, didn't they?
No, they were upset by Parramatta.
Yeah, they went down 12-10. So their first loss of the year. They're no longer undefeated. So there you have it. So the Steelers closed the gap with a 32-0 win over the Manly Sea Eagles. Make sure you join us for the Mad Dragons podcast. We'll do the full wrap-up of the game against Parramatta in the NRL. That'll be from 8:30 tonight. We'll get all the panel together and we'll have a chat. We'll break it down and try and work out where to go from here. Is there a chance we can still make finals? I think we need the Titans to do us a favour, I think, today, if we're any chance. But I think this weekend probably showed that we're just making up the numbers if we do make it, Jesse.
Yeah, 100%. Out of our own hand. It's never good when your destiny's not in your own control. And we need a lot of things to go right for us to make it, but more tonight.
Righto, thanks very much for joining us for the call of the New South Wales Women's Premiership, repeating On the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard, the Illawarra Steelers, a big victory over the Manly Sea Eagles, winning 32 points to 0. Make sure you join us tonight from 8:30 p.m. See you then.
Coco is at Pennell's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Mustard tells tales of dragons, wins and Tudor victory. Tony and the NB crew will do their very best, hitting off topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of camaraderie, navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of big wet feet. And so at Pennell's we the tales and our premiership is our dream.